3 by using quadratic formula. So three ways or three methods of solving quadratic equations. Either we can solve it by using factorizations, or we can solve it by using completing the square, or we can solve it using quadratic formula. Right. And now we look at the first methods by using factorizations. Okay. Right. Let me. So we use methods number 1. Methods of solving by using methods of factorizations. Methods number 1. Factorization. Factorization methods. We solve them. So what we do is by using factorization methods is x squared plus 5x minus 24 equal to 0. We write in general form of quadratic equation. Now we factor. And definitely by using the calculator, modern calculator now, we can have the value straight away after we factor 8, 3 plus minus. We have the value straight away here. We're using the modern calculator now, right? Right. Using zero product property, x minus 3 equal to 0 or x plus 8 equal to 0. Using zero product property, only we can use where our right hand side is 0. If our right hand side is not 0, we cannot use. Only when right hand side is 0, we can use zero product property. So we have x equal to 3, x equal to minus 8. Two values of x. X equal to 3, x equal to minus 8. Right. Why we have two values here? Because the highest power of x is what? Is 2. As I said before, the number of x, the values of x, depends on the highest power of x. Right. Yeah. If you have a problem, if you have, because you can ask while I'm teaching here, you can ask, right? You can ask. The way when you do not understand, you can ask from the step to step, right? Does not matter. You can ask, and then I will show you again how to get from first to second, second to third, etc. You can interrupt and ask. And that's the first method using factorizations. The second method, okay. The second methods are using completing the square. Completing the square methods. Let's say we want to find the x, we want to solve x squared minus 8x plus 13 equal to 0. X squared minus 8x plus 13 equal to 0. This is quadratic equation because it's written in this form. Now we want to solve it using completing square methods. Methods number 2. Remember that before we go further to solve using completing square methods, we have to make sure that the coefficient of x squared here must be 1. If the coefficient of x squared here is not 1, we have to make sure that we have to make 1 first. But in this case, it's already 1. So no problems for the first step. Okay. Next step is, because coefficient is 1, we bring 13 into right. So we have minus 13 here. X squared minus 8x equal to minus 13. And now, complete square this x squared minus 8x. Remember that for the case of complete square, we always have plus there. Plus, what number we want to plus here? Number that we want to plus is the coefficient of x. You divide by 2 and then you square. Coefficient of x is minus 8. You divide by 2 is minus 4. And then you square, you get 16. Right? So we adding with 16. The number that we want to plus is 16. How do we get 16? Is because of the coefficient of x, we divide by 2, we square. Since we plus 16 on our left, we need to plus 16 in our right as well. Whatever we do in left, we have to do in right. Why? To make sure that it's equal. Otherwise, it is not equal. Okay, x squared minus 8x plus 16. Simplifications of this is x minus 4 squared. And you try to expand x minus 4 squared, you're going to get back x squared minus 8x plus 16. So that simplification of x squared minus 8x plus 16 is x minus 4 squared, which is equal to 3. Which is equal to 3. Minus 13 plus 16, 3. X minus 4 only because we want to remove square. We don't want square. We want to find the value of x. We want to remove square And when we want to remove square in our left, we have to put square root in our right. So in our right, we have to put square root of 3. But remember that in front of square root must be plus and minus. So x minus 4 is equal to plus minus square root of 3. X only, we bring 4 because x plus minus 4 only in our left and right. X only is 4 plus minus square root of 3. X only is x equal to plus 4 plus minus square root of 3. You may say that, you may ask, I said that before that the number of x depends on the highest power of x. In this case, the highest power of x is 2. The number of x must be 2 as well, because even though you look 1 here, but in fact it's 2. Because this is in fact x equal to 4 plus square root of 3. Another one, x equal to 4 minus square root of 3. So 2. 2 values of x. Even the looks as 1. Because plus minus we put together. So it doesn't matter if you do straight like this or you go first like this and then you go. Does not matter. But because by the end we want to know that the value of x must be 2. Because the highest power of x is 2. Remember that the number value of x depends on the highest power of x. That's what we're going to see further when we study polynomial later in chapter 3. Okay. Before we go to the, now we in quadratic equals, before we go to quadratic, it's linear. Linear, we have 1 only. Yes. Why we have 1 only? Because x has the highest power of x is 1. For the case of linear. Let's say this is before we perform the operations of complete the square, coefficients of x square must be 1. This case is already 1. Let's say we have a case that the coefficient of x square is not 1. And let's say it's not 1. So we need to make it 1. So what we have to do first is
divide all by 3.
Divide by 3. Also can divide by 3, right? Can one way, yes, divide by 3. So we have x squared minus 4x plus 2 equal to 0. By dividing by 3, this case, even we divide by 3, we don't have decimal. But if we have decimal, does not matter. Go on. As long as what we want is the coefficient of x squared here is 1. And now go to the next step is x squared minus 4x equal to minus 2. X squared minus 4x plus coefficient of x minus 4 divide by 2 minus 2 then square 4 equal to minus 2 plus 4. Simplification x minus 2 square, right? X minus 2 square equal to 2 minus 2 plus 4, 2. Now, when we want to remove square in our left, we put square root in our right. So x minus 2 is equal to square root of 2 plus minus x is 2 plus minus square root of 2. Right.
Sir, I have a question.
Yes.
Is it compulsory to put the plus minus before the second last equation? You know, x minus 2 equals to plus minus square root 2, right?
Plus minus square root of 2, huh?
What happens if we forgot to put the plus minus, the second last equation?
Here, you mean?
Yes, that one.
Need to put plus minus.
If we forgot to put it, is it considered wrong?
Maybe you get half of the mark.
Less mark. Oh, okay. Thank you, sir.
Or another way to solve this. This is one way. It's correct. Right. Another way to solve this. You bring first 6 to the right. Now, our left-hand side, 3 as a common factor. You see, the first term we have 3x squared. The second term is minus 12. So we can make 3 as a common factor. X squared minus 4. Same. Right. Now 3 there. 3 is still there. We don't do anything for 3 because 3 will not take in our process of completing the square. The process of completing the square only this part. Because the coefficient of x squared is 1 only. So bracket x squared minus here is good. Sorry. It's x here, right? Sorry. X here. X here. Right. Okay. It's x here. Yeah, x here. So x here. Right. So x squared minus 4x plus what? Plus the coefficient of x divided by 2 and the square, which is plus minus 2 square, which is 4. 4. Right. Right. Now, equal to this is the left-hand side. This one, the process of completing the square for whatever inside the bracket. Okay. Left-hand side, we have, right-hand side, we have minus 6. 6 with plus No, plus 4 on left. We plus 4 multiplied by 3, which is 12. Which already always students make a mistake because they say we only plus with 4. In fact, not plus with 4. 4 multiplied by 3, 12. Three x minus 2 square equal to 6. X minus 2 square. So x minus 2 square equal to 2. Equal to 2. X minus 2 only is plus minus square root of 2. X is 2 plus minus square root of 2. So same. Either like this, you divide at the beginning, or you bring minus 6 into right. Does not matter. Which way? Depends. Either use this way or this way. It's like that you want to go to some one place that use different route. Does not matter which route, right? Which one you feel comfortable, and which one is take you less time. The important is less time, because maybe in the examination times is very important. That's the case of solving quadratic equation by methods of computing the square. Okay. Methods of number 3 is by using quadratic formula. Quadratic formula is x equal to minus b plus minus square root of b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. This is quadratic formula, where a, b, c, you obtain from that quadratic equation. So we have to determine what is a, what is b, what is c. Is quadratic formula. For instance, quadratic equation 3x squared minus 5x minus 1 equal to 0. So x here is minus 5, because b is minus 5. This is a, b, c. X is minus 5. Okay, we substitute now. Plus minus square root b square minus 5 square minus 4. A, what is A? 3. C is minus 1. Divide by 2, 3. Divide by 2, 3. So you get x equal to 5 plus minus square root of 37 divide by 6. Two values of x. Now one when we take plus square root of 37, another one where we take minus square root of 37. I just substitute A, B, and C into the formula, into the quadratic formula. Right. I remember that for quadratic formula, this part, the part of b square minus 4ac, we call this as discriminant. This part we call as discriminant. B square minus 4ac, discriminant. Okay. And represent by D. Discriminant D. Then when we talk about quadratic equations, we're going to have two values of x. Two values of x. So it will lead into nature of the solutions of quadratic equation. So quadratic equations has three types of solutions. Has three types of solutions. The equation has three types of solution. Number one, real and difference happen when the or discriminant is greater than 0. So we have two values, they are real, and two values, they are different values. So they are different and also real. Types of solution, not the methods. Methods also three methods to solve quadratic equation. These are these type of solutions for quadratic equation. Two real and same happen when d is equal to 0. When d is equal to 0, real and same happen when d is equal to 0. Three, no real solution. No real solution happen when d is less than 0. When you calculate d is discriminant, the value of b squared minus 4ac. When the value of b squared minus 4ac is less than 0, so we say that no real solutions. No real solutions for that. So three types of solutions for quadratic equations. Either we have a mostly of the quadratic equation types are number one, where we have the solutions, they are real and difference. As we look at what we solved before, we have solution, there are two values of x. We may have the case that real solution, but they are same. So it will repeat itself, same. Looks like that only one solution, but there are two solutions, in fact. And maybe case of number three for the case only when no real solution at all. When the case of discriminant less than 0, the case of b squared minus 4ac less than 0. Definitely when b squared minus 4ac less than 0, we're going to have square root of negative number. Where we supposed not to have the square root of negative number. Square root of negative number will lead us into complex number, which we're going to see later in this chapter about complex number. Remember that when we talk about quadratic equations, we talk about methods of solving a quadratic equation. We have three methods of solving a quadratic equations. And when we talk about types of solution of quadratic equations, we have also three types of solutions of quadratic equations. Right. Alright, I'm going to read one message that I received to send to you. Salam minta tolong remind your students that the access code for e-book akan dihantar ke email berperingkat. So far, 1,300 students dah beli. So, ambil masa sikit nak email sorang-sorang. This message received from the person who in charge for this, but not me. If diorang ada masalah nak redeem, minta tolong lecturer assist. Tengok-tengokkan mana yang boleh bantu. If tak boleh sangat, minta diorang post dalam grup tele. Remind jugalah tak perlu PM tepi banyak sangat, tak terlayan. Candy will do demo. Candy ni, I think the person who sell the book, I don't know. Candy will do demo or briefing later. Lepas ramai dah beli and dapat access code. So I just deliver the message.